Hey guys, back with another video. I got some new powder. I wanted to try some Beautiful 160. I wasn't too impressed with the powder I got last month, so trying another one. Plus I got some new primers. I got some CCI large Magnum primers. What are they? 250s I think they are. So anyway, I'm back to my routine here of when I don't know exactly where the powder's going to settle in. I load up my vials, and so that's what I'm in the process of doing. And tomorrow I'm going to probably go out and do another powder test, and I can show you the results of that. If you guys got one of these bag funnels, put the stand in your rear bags or your front bags. They work pretty good for filling up these vials. These vials got a tight neck on them for some reason. My regular funnel just kind of sits on top. I'm always afraid to spill it, but if you use one of these, it slides right down in. It makes it a little bit easier. They do make wider mouth vials, but for some reason, the ones I ordered are small, so I can't fit them in there too well. So this is the way I do my powder. I dump it off on one scale, and I fine tune it on the next one. And right now my scales aren't behaving too well because the air conditioner keeps blowing around because it's a hot day out there. And for some reason the wind seems to mess up my scales, so I end up having to do a lot more picking on and off than I usually have to. Hopefully the scales will warm up and settle in here before too much longer, but I haven't got very far. But simple as that. Fill up my vial, and I just write right on the vial what the number is. So this one, it's an 8. So I'm basically running the same exact test I ran last month that I showed you guys. I fill up my vials and just seat them at the range, so I don't have to, preload all my cases to find out I way undercharged them or I way overcharged them. If the first ones I load are just shooting way too slow, then I might jump up a few. And if I do the opposite to find out I overcharged everything way too much, well, I don't have to come home and knock a bunch of bullets out because I loaded everything up wrong. In the vials, it's easy just to take them and dump them back into the jug and try again next time. But this should be starting pretty low. I'm starting at like 51, and we're doing the full range all the way up to 54, and I'm hoping I'll see maybe 3 different nodes in there, maybe 4 or something like that, and see what's looking the most accurate. Like I've said before, I don't really care how fast it's going. I more care about the accuracy. And sometimes the accuracy is up faster, and then sometimes it's not. The stuff I did last month, the most accurate seemed to be right up close to peak, but then when I tried to run it in a match, it just got too hot and I started having a heavy bolt lift, and it just wasn't working. So I ran another test with the node lower, and it just didn't seem to want to come in. So off I go to another powder. We'll give this one a try. So maybe it's better, maybe it's not. Maybe the primers will help, maybe they won't, but it's all part of the testing I do all the time. Just always testing something to see if I can get better from what I was doing last year. I mean, I've already got that kind of written down in my notes. I know what last year's was. Now I'm going to go out and try and get it to shoot just a little bit better if I can. So that's part of the game. Just keep on playing, keep on testing different powders and tuning, testing different primers, and seeing if I can get it all to come in, So that's the game I play all the time. See if I can get something to work better. To be honest, most of the time, it doesn't work better. But how do you know until you try? I mean, some guy over there says, hey, this powder's the best powder, and I go out and try it. Well, I tried some of that last month, and it just didn't seem to want to come in for my rifle. So different cartridge, different reamers, different bullets, different everything. It's what makes the world go around. So see what works for your stuff. So I'm hoping this new powder works better. A friend of mine suggested it, said it doesn't eat up barrels quite as fast as some of the hotter powders, so I'm going to give it a try. Hopefully it's accurate and doesn't eat my barrels up so fast, and that'd be a win-win if it works. So I'll turn this off for now, and tomorrow I'll be at the range and I'll show you what the results look like. Thanks. Hey guys, back to show you my results of my powder test I did today. So this was n160, I guess it is, and as you can see, kind of like the last powder test I showed you, I shoot across the paper. I start low. Here's my first load here, and then it came up a little bit, and you can see the next 4 in a row are looking real sweet, right along the same plane, fairly tight, not too bad, and then it pops up. And so I really like this first note. I really like it a lot. It was just looking, it's looking really good. The next note up here, gaining velocity a little bit. I don't know. I don't like when it's down, pops up and down. I mean, I know that is a node, but I'm just not so sure it's going to be as accurate as this one. To me, accuracy is everything. That's what I go for. I can retest this node and retest this node again to see if they're the same. But right now, the first initial look, this lower node looks really good. Then you can see it pops up again, and I finished it down over here, and it popped up and kind of spread out, and it's still spread out, and then it kind of sort of comes in. So it seems like so far with the first test, the higher in velocity I go, the less accuracy I have. So that's typical with a lot of powders. That's why I say don't worry about what the chronograph says. I mean, if you're going for accuracy and you're going for tight groups and you're going for you know, that sort of thing, speed doesn't always necessarily mean it's more accurate, because you can see way down here in this lower node, it's looking pretty sweet. They're all right next to each other, looking good. Now this, I mean, you could get a gamble on this one tight one over here, but you can look on this side of it, it doesn't look good. On this side of it, it's not looking good. So it's pretty tight to try to fit that in. And this one here, I could have gone up more because I didn't necessarily feel a heavy bolt lift yet, but I assumed it would be right in here. The last powder I ran was pretty much at the same spot on the powder chart. And right here I was feeling a heavy bolt, so I only loaded to there. Next time I go out, I might put in a little bit more, but I'm going to really try this one first. There's a match on Saturday, and I'm going to probably go take and load this one here in the middle. This one's a little bit still spread out. This one's looking really good, and this one's looking really good. So I could load here or here. I don't necessarily always want to load at the top end on a hot sunny day, which it is right now here in Washington. It's been really hot lately. So I would rather load down here, so if it gets hot in the barrel, it's got room to grow and still stay in the node. So I'd probably start with this, and I probably will. I'll probably load that one up and go shoot it on Saturday and see what happens. It's only a 500-yard match, and it's a F-class match, so I'm gonna go give that one a try. The last powder I tried, I just really wasn't happy with the results. I wasn't happy with how it shot on match day, and I shot it 2 matches, and it just didn't seem to come in all that well or stay in. I'm not sure what it was, but it just didn't shoot that well. So on to the next powder, and that's how you learn, you know. You try it. One guy says, oh, it's a perfect powder. Well, then you try it for yourself, and with my reamer and my bullets, my primers, and my barrels, it didn't seem to like it. So I'm going to try this one. We'll see how it goes. I wish I had more time to run out the 600 yards and test that out more, but I don't. I got to load tomorrow for Saturday, and we'll see how the match goes. You know, and that's, you know, one place that you can test is right in a match. See if it works and see if it doesn't, you know. And don't worry about winning and losing at all these local matches. Just go out and have a good time and try your stuff and see if it works, you know. And then the next week after, I can go out and take this out to 600 and check it on a more controlled environment to see how it's really doing. But I'll get an idea on Saturday, see how it scores. So that's enough for this one. Thanks.